by it all. Remember, never mind 20 years ago, 1 year ago, he was not well at all. And just look at him now. Lothar Matthäus, amongst the greatest of German legends, amongst those to greet him. Smiles on either side of the divide. These are lovely pictures of two grand clubs bonded, in a sense, by the shared experience that was Barcelona 1999. Some have gone on to global fame, which escapes, on the whole, even the greatest of sportsmen. David Beckham, known in every corner of the planet, but known perhaps most of all for one corner of the Nou Camp, from which he dispatched two dead balls after an hour and a half's football that changed the history of Manchester United and sent Peter Schmeichel there. What was that? We were mercifully, innocently free of all that. Brexit, not even a twinkle in a Eurosceptic's eye. So never mind now, this for a couple of
chasing, they were the best.
And here is that substitution. Andy Cole really game. Really game. And a good fella. The semi-final winner, the title-clinching goal for Andy Cole. Beckham. It's Beckham's delivery, and butt away, and Gary Neville snatched at his moment.
Scholes's still got a ping, Baxter's still got a ping, and Gary Neville still struggles in front of goal. But no, brilliant from Manchester United. It's exactly what we used to see in the past. Pinpoint.
York, Beckham, he's got around Vitacek, it's Beckham, it's York, it's a wonderful save by Butt, it's York again, and it is in, of course it had to be in, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They've scripted this. What a brilliant substitution, Sir Alex.
You see this little position that Dwight York takes up. Beckham not really used to running past this fullback. Normally a quick touch and finish. A little miss kick there from Dwight York, but he's always aware. Blomqvist as well, showing that he knows what's around him. And it's
Blomqvist, Scholes, York, Scholes. And look at the walk in the Perfio. Giovanni Albert. That's a really clever ball. It's deflected behind by Owen from Ivica on the ground. Solskjaer's up with him. York's having a dance. He's left Matthäus behind. He set it for Solskjaer, whose step over had no one to feed off.
I thought the ball was a good one from York.
Won it by Olic. He always was that waspish sort of player, but Scholes is not having it. What did they used to say about Paul Scholes and tackling?
Well, you could just see as soon as he lost the ball, he doesn't like that, Scholes. Very surprising as with the picture.
See Roberto, Roy Mackay, Ivica Olic, oh, Yapstam, then that. Dutchman on Dutchman. Just outside the penalty area. And Tim Robinson has something which... Olic. Tim Robinson has something which amounts to a decision to make here. So Roberto. Giovanni Albert, Ivica Olic. That's a good block by Schmeichel.
Yeah, he got down
Matthäus away. Scholes crashing into Zé Roberto. Solskjaer. Gary Neville! Oh, denied by plunging Hans York, but it's a very good save.
It was an excellent save. I think we were right behind it. I think the goalkeeper had his angles absolutely spot on. I'm not sure if he was sneaking inside the post, actually, which makes it...
Albert, Vitacek. That's a good header from Mackay. He did come alive in the 6-yard box.
Yeah, first little sighter.
That's all. Effenberg. Foul by Yapstam this time. Still wouldn't want to argue with those eyes.
No, lots of
Peter Schmeichel has more or less lined everybody up. So Roberto, it's flicked off the top of the wall and behind for a corner at the Stretford end.
Yeah, left footer took it in the end. A decent amount of pace on it. Schmeichel.
Beckham. Scholes! Flags up against Gary Neville. It hit the shin of Gary Neville, who knew almost nothing about it, but who was standing in an offside position. And that is a somewhat apologetic flag.
Well, first of all, what a brilliant ball from Beckham. And then Gary Neville, he'd almost turned away and he was protecting himself in his shots.
Now Sergio. Ivica Olic. And out of harm's way by Jaap Stam. Newly named boss of Feyenoord, by the way. Wednesday. And then to Brian Robson's Middlesbrough. York and Butt. Denied by Butt. And York going down in instalments to prevent Nicky from scoring.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take it on his left foot, but he really...
So Roberto lost his footing. I'm sure we're all enjoying this, but if you want your football super serious, then Effenberg. So Roberto, and the flag is up again, just to deny Paulo Sergio's a nifty little finish.
Yeah, that looked close, that one. Oh, it was as well.
Teddy Sheringham, Dwight York. Sheringham for Blomqvist. Blomqvist for York! Oh, what a finish! Roll back those years. Yorkie, you never stopped, did you?
Well, even the current crop of Manchester United players would be proud of that one. Teddy Sheringham does what he does best. He's exquisite to watch. He's just got the most perfect technique. And Dwight York just pulling off his man with his left foot. He sweeps it in. How he keeps that low is unbelievable. They normally go high and wide. But he's kept over it, kept it down, and that is a lot harder.
So Roberto. Oh, it's a super header, it's just wide.
It was a great ball and a great header. The only problem with this type of ball, when it's spinning this way, outside the left foot, you tend to head it, it goes wide, the spin.
Beckham wanted to let it land for Sahar, it didn't. And we reached the break, and that has been thoroughly entertaining from the moment Oli Solskjaer came off the bench to score. A familiar enough refrain, he did so after 4 minutes. Dwight York.
And Marcus Rashford have been watching with me. Sir Alex Ferguson is back in the dugout today. Jesse, how pleased will he be with what he's seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, he's always had, he's always had that winning mentality. He also win every game. You know, to see him back in the dugout.
He would make substitutions later that evening, which changed the world. He's made 1 or 2 now. You just saw that Karol Poborski, Roberto, Sergio, Roy Mackay, Karsten Janka didn't connect.
No, and there's the difference between Janka and Dwight York. Falls short. That's why I've been particularly impressed with Beckham and Scholes' passes today. They still time the ball really exquisitely. They are 2 of the best passers of the ball, certainly of my generation. So you don't expect their timing to be out. And then we have another one.
He's not starting beyond him. So Roberto has found Ivica Olic offside.
Wily old fox. Dennis Irwin there. He could have gone with the runner, tracked him across the pitch, but no.
English superstar eclipsed him. There's Irwin, and there's Scholes, and there is Martin de Michaelis to execute an heroic goal line block. Now Gary Neville. Beckham. Podolski. Louis Saha. 42 goals in 124 games up to 2008 for Manchester
Full
United.
marks them, and as you say, great words then from an absolute legend. I hope I'm still running around at 58 like he is.
Saha and Sami Kufor into the Stretford end. The man who did give us, whether he wanted to or not, one of the televisual images of that night, Sami Kufor beating the turf in the Nou Camp. Ian Scholes. He's not got a free kick for that, has he?
He has. There's definitely a little bit of retribution in the air. A lot of these games are very similar. As soon as someone puts a tap.
Beckham with whip.
Ooh, was there a hand in there? Was there a hand in there? There's a little smile, which suggests I think there was. Oh, the arms come up. Oh, it's a certain
Playing volleyball. Beckham's corner, Saha's lead. And Bayern Munich's goal kick. Running there forward, Zé Roberto. Ivica Olic, Jonsson's tackle. And after consultation with his assistant, the referee resisted the temptation to point at the spot.
Yeah, first impression was it was the right decision. I thought Ronnie Jonsson got the ball here. And I think he did, and no question.
Stand away from lackeys. They're bouncing off him. What is this, WWF? Michaelis. Beckham's won it for Neville. And Neville has set it for Sheringham. It's Gary Neville! Still no. Still no.
Oh, he gets a nosebleed in these situations, does Gary Neville. He had to pass the ball, but he saw glory at the Stretford end. The ball drops to him. Does well there, but now he's got to lift his head up. Back post to Borski, or pull it back to Saha. It's a tight angle, and he goes for it.
Podolski and Sheringham. Looking to shape something canny off the outside of his right boot.
Oh, you could just see it brewing. David Beckham picked up the ball and he was desperate to play that ball right over the full-back's head. Lovely first touch from Podolski. He did everything right.
Silvestre. Those are plunging.
Yeah, I like my centre forwards.
It's from an era just prior to 1999, the first half of the 1990s. Here's Louis Saha. Kufor's in the way.
Now that is centre forward play. Louis Saha, lock it in the box, or he needs an overlapper, so.
But Louis Saha and Mickey Butts found the bottom corner and loved his moment.
Just love that finish from Nicky, but it's good play again from Manchester United. Bringing it down onto this left-hand side, they've got a bit of width. Louis Saha, always willing runner, and then he plays a great ball in with a little bit of pace on it, but it's bobbling a bit. Wasn't easy again. You go for power, and normally that...
/treble terms. Podolski, Greening is onside here, and Louis Saha can bolt in United's fourth.
Yeah, very nice play again from Manchester United. That deep run caught them out from Jonathan Greening. The question mark was it offside or not? I thought not in real time. You can quite clearly see it's a good decision from the linesman. And Louis Saha, he runs past David May. I suppose he could go and meet it early, take it with his right.
Jonathan Greening. Flicked up towards Nicky Butt. Now that would have iced the cake. Far too old to be doing things like that.
I didn't think he had that in him last time I watched him in a charity, Nicky Butt.
Now Beckham. Beckham could go all the way here. That's showbiz. He knows where the limelight is. Beckham, Stretford end.
Can I give the man of the match the backs?
Darling of his club, darling of his country. Forever young, David Peter Pan Beckham. 5.
Well, it's a cracking run from David Beckham. I did for one moment just think he was going to give it to his old mate Gary Neville on the far post, but no, Stratford Andy couldn't resist.
And Saha, the scoreline really doesn't matter. The smiles do, the money raised matters even more than that. That they had a chance, those indeed who weren't necessarily alive at the time, to relish their heroes of a couple of decades ago was the raison d'etre for this whole afternoon.